It's interesting because you say there's a sell signal out there that this time is not a sell signal, and that has to do with the bullishness of newsletter writers, which is usually a bad sign for stocks, but you say it's not now. How come?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a sell signal, Brian. I think it's just a sign that there's too much optimism. Like, there's a lot of commentary out this morning. The Investors Intelligence newsletter survey showed that 62% of newsletter writers were bullish, which is a pretty high number historically. It's only happened a couple of times during the last 7 or 8 years. And in both of those occurrences, you did have a little bit of a very brief pullback, but it wasn't anything to try and quote-unquote play or protect against. It was just you had a tiny pullback and then you ran to new highs again. And, you know, could that happen again this time? Definitely.
Yeah, and when you go to that, it's well, I think it used to be a contrarian signal, didn't it, Tony?
It did, and well, see,
so is it over? Is it gone?
No.
Can we still read about it in Barron's and whatever? You know, newsletter writers are too bullish.
You know, ultimately, it's like something that could be used as an excuse for, wow, that was a sign of the top, like a Time news, a Time cover or something like that. But all of these sentiment gauges only matter like in that 0.1%. Other than that, you know, the consensus is generally right. The point of the note that I had this morning in the two charts is that, you know, yes, sentiment is far too bullish historically, or is very high historically, but that doesn't necessarily mean the market's a sale. Ultimately, the market is a sale when the top is only defined as knowing that there's a recession in sight, and that only comes after an inversion of the yield curve and is shutting down a credit. So ultimately, that's really what I think the viewers have to determine is what defines a top, which means a temporary pullback, which we've seen any number of them this cycle, versus the top, which was a 2007, 2008 kind of top.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.